Craftsman here, and I put together a small video here kind of demonstrating the processes I use strictly on building 5-piece raised panel doors in this case. I get a lot of questions and comments via personal message or comments on other videos on YouTube. People kind of want to know a little bit more about the steps that I use and the machinery that I use and things like that as far as how I make my doors. Basically, I'm just going to share with you the process of how the doors are made here, and it's 4 separate processes, but we do it on 3 separate shapers. The normal way of things, people would normally have 4 shapers set up for the 4 processes, but we've actually taken 1 shaper and set up to do 2 processes with basically no adjustment in between, which is kind of nice. So yeah, in this video I'm just going to basically show you the machining process, the assembly, and then the outside perimeter profile process, and that's pretty much it. It's just going to be strictly a door building video, and you'll get to see this new door and drawer front that we had made for 2015. So in this video I'm going to show you the 4 processes, and those processes are the coping process, the sticking process, the panel raising process, and the outside edge perimeter profile process. So hopefully you guys will enjoy this video, and like I said, it wasn't something I was really planning on uploading or actually making a video on, but I've had a lot of questions in the past and thought this might be a really good opportunity to actually show people a little bit more about what they're kind of looking for as far as the building and machining and all that. So that's what it's going to cover. So like I said, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Questions and positive comments are welcome. Here's the video.
Okay, I wanted to take a moment to talk about the jigs and fixtures I'm using here for doing the coping and sticking. These jigs are something that I made in the shop here myself. I basically bought all the raw materials through eBay, Amazon, McMaster-Carr, and local hardware store. Basically, I copied an existing system that was out there, but I actually made some modifications specific for my needs. Because the original system that's available today on the market is patented, I'm not obligated to be giving any information as far as how I made mine, being that I'm not selling mine to anyone else. It's only for my own use. As far as I know, I'm not breaking any patent laws. If you're interested in finding out how I made mine, you're going to have to do the research like what I did through Google or the internet, and just find the images that you can and use your own imagination and ideas. Okay, I just want to take a quick moment to insert this comment because I can already feel and hear somebody telling me, why don't you use a brush to spread your glue? Now, if I was using a cheap router bit set or a cheap brazed carbide 6-piece shaper cutter set or anything of that nature, or even the poorly cut insert tooling I used to use before, brushing wasn't such a bad idea, just for the simple reason that the mating male and female joint weren't a perfect match, and they were a little bit on the loose side. But this particular set here, they're not loose and they're not tight. They match very well, and when you put a little bit of glue on them, there's a very tiny amount of friction once you push the joint together, which is a good thing because it actually helps spread the glue around. Here's the nice thing about the tooling I'm using. It's all 100% custom. I have 100% control of any changes I want to make. If I don't like the way these stiles and rail joints fits, I can go back to the manufacturer, they'll pull up the drawing, and if I tell them that I want to make the tenon 10,000 sticker, they'll make that change for me. They'll cut me a new set of tips, assign them a new part number, and we're good to go. If I feel that I need to make the groove 10,000s, 15,000 smaller, same thing. They'll pull up the drawing, make the changes, assign a new part number, and send me the tips. Now, somebody might still argue and say I need to brush it. Well, I mean, that's their own personal opinion, and this is my personal opinion. I've never yet had a door fail in the field in the 20 plus years I've been doing this. I've had other failures in the past due to neglect, but not a door joint. So if you want to brush it, you can, but at the same time, it really depends on how nice your joint is cut. So please, take this comment for what it's worth. Those of you who may be wondering what this block is I'm pushing behind the edge of the door on the stile with the point on it, that's basically a chip or a tear-out block. That block is basically designed to keep the end grain from tearing out. And the reason I'm concerned about the end grain tearing out is I actually build my doors an 1/8 inch over size, meaning that I actually have the shaper set up much like a joiner where I got the infeed fence offset 1/16 of an inch. So what this does is it actually trues up the edges, removes all the saw kerfs, and at the same time profiles the entire edge. Now the reason for the angle on the block, which is not a critical angle by any means, it basically ensures a constant contact point at the point of tear out. Reason being is if I were to have a block with a 90-degree cut on it, as I continue to run it with the power feed, eventually I start developing a taper where the front of the block would be narrower than the back of the block, creating a gap at the point where the cutter's exiting the edge of the door or the drawer front, creating a tear out. So by using a block with just an angle cut on it, whether it's 5, 10, 15, 20 degrees, it always allows to ensure that there's always a single point of contact against the critical point of where it might tear out.